ontologically incomplete. And again, what does this mean? This means that precisely, you remember how I mentioned to you this paradox before of how in our common sense attitude we think an object is there. We are finite, we cannot ever fully grasp it, so we get multiple perspectives. But from a more radical materialist stance, no, without becoming subjectivist, no, we should claim that precisely that one fully constituted object is constructed to us. This doesn't mean there is no reality, but that the reality in itself is incomplete, ontologically open, fluid, and so on. This brings me to the next point. Then I will come, I won't forget it, to sexual difference, where it is here. Again, sorry if I repeat an old story, but it makes the point perfectly. It's so crucial, I will even repeat it. I don't hate it if I am doing it the fifth time in my new book on Hegel. The crucial point about the Lacanian real is that it's not real in the sense of the hard core of in itself, which we only can symbolize in different limited ways. The real is not simply something inaccessible. The real is at the same time the obstacle which makes reality inaccessible. The real, now you will say, bullshit, give me an example. I will, I already did. Remember that structure of the rape that I discovered. If it's truly real, the trauma of rape, it's not just it's out there, you cannot report it. But the real is at the same time in you. It's that blockade which prevents you to see it as it is. It's the obstacle itself. And again, now I come to my old example that I use so often. I'm so sorry. That, do I have it here? Something to write? Oh, I do. I can do it then. You know, and it's so boring, but it's absolutely crucial. I'm more and more fascinated by it. Again, I'm sorry if I repeat myself. It's Claude Lévi-Strauss, the dual, you know, Claude Lévi-Strauss reports, it's one of his most beautiful texts from his structural anthropology. He reports about a North American Winnebago, some shitty region like that, tribe, where he did something very simple. He asked members of the tribe to draw a map of their village. And he got something very strange. One group of the slide, okay, it's like this. So, okay, but it will be here. Okay. One group of the people draw it like this, like as if there is one group of the houses and an invisible barrier, another group of the houses. The other draw it like this. There is a central group of houses and others around. And he found this very strange. Now you will ask, but which is the true one? It's easy to determine. You hire a helicopter, you take the photo of the village. He discovered, of course, that the objective reality is neither this nor that. It's just some kind of confusion. So what's Lévi-Strauss's reading? It's not that this reality is the real, and people are stupid, cannot get it, so one simplifies it in this way, the other simplifies it in another way. He did a very beautiful Marxist move here, Lévi-Strauss. He discovered that this is reality, but there is a real here. The real is the traumatic experience. This tribe was on the verge of becoming a class society. Class distinction was appearing, and they didn't know how to cope with it. And so the tribe was divided into two halves, of course. One were on the top, screwing those on the bottom, no? And typically, this image was more the image of the poor guys on the bottom. Got it, we are two group division. This was, of course, the image of those on the top, no? No class division, it's harmonious. We are just the center, the others are out. But what do we get here? So we have reality. This reality is blurred. But the real is not here. The real is the very antagonism which makes them blur reality. Because, again, what blurs their vision reality is the real, and the real is the emerging social antagonism. And you see here the nice thing, which is that reality is falsely reflected, falsified. But the real, or if you want even naively, the ultimate truth, is inscribed into the very falsification as such. The way to arrive at the real of this trial is not to say, screw semblances, let's look how houses are really disposed. If you do this, you miss everything. The real is precisely that obstacle which makes them falsified. And it would be easy, to develop in what sense this real as antagonism has a certain property, which is that it is real precisely in the sense that it cannot be symbolized. That is to say, there is no neutral space from which you can describe it. What I mean by this? Take the most elementary example that I always mention in politics, left and right. Why is this, if it still exists today? We will see what happens in Greece. Sorry, Maria, do you have the latest results?